And we're live. Peace and love. Peace and love. It's your boy DONKILAM. Hand nappy, but I'm happy. We're gonna do something with it tomorrow. We got people from all over the world tuned in. You tuned in on the replay. Hit like, subscribe, share. Drop a comment, interact. The TikTok, DONKILAM, DON.KILLAM. The Instagram, DON_KILAM. And there is a DONKILAM, so don't report it. We got two of them, DON.KILLAM as well. I have a lot of stuff down here with me. I don't know if we're gonna go over it all. Yeah, we do assist people with the cars, make it private. Get your certificate of origin, private titles. Show you how to utilize, because people think it's a game. Get that foreign driver's license. Tune in on the Instagram if you want to see it. The foreign driver's license, I can get close and personal with it, showing you foreign driver's license. I didn't even use a driver's license. I use a nationality card. You follow me? Sometimes you got to direct people. It's in the card too. I didn't even bring it out here. Sometimes you just got to direct them and tell them what to do, how to fill it out. It's your documents, and that's what a lot of people not understanding. These are your documents. Everybody waiting on them. If they're going to fill out the documents, I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert. This is for educational, informational purposes only. If they're going to fill out the documents, why wouldn't they fill it out to their benefit? Think about it. Whatever it may be, because you're allowing somebody else to do it for you. So you're going to be deemed. It's going to be deemed that you're not mentally capable to contract. I see y'all up late with me too on the Instagram. And the Cash App, click the link in the bio too. But mynewnetwork.org. mynewnetwork.org. That's how you can book consults. If you send Cash App, you want a certain product or service, make sure you put your email address in the memo box. Let me know what it is you desire. If you don't see it in the public, it's not available. Put it like that. We're only assisting because we're booked up, man. We got a lot of people, so we're only assisting members at this very moment. You gotta become a member. You can book consults. It's available to the public. I don't like doing consults, so it's the same price for everybody. Catch the classes. Catch the courses. I'm gonna keep offering them until I got enough people that's just I'm able just to do it for my members. All right. But when I do create the courses and I do the classes, at the end of the day, they're for sale for a certain a period of time. We collect donations on them, and it's really for I'm setting up courses, classes. That's what I do. Go to mynewnetwork.org. You want to see prices of consults. Peace and love. Let y'all know we do our own sales, all of that. All right. I'll show y'all. This is private information. Can't show you all the documents, but you can see that seal. Ali Malik Kalam Bay. I've been doing a lot of paperwork, even for self. Okay. Reconstructing. We're having a new status change as well. Simple as that. Our status has changed. We're landowners, property owners, whatever it may be. So our status has changed. I always came in the game not scared. I always did it off the credit company because everything's full faith and credit. So I always did acknowledge and show the certification. that I'm a credit consultant. I'm not answering questions. I told you, click the link in the bio. You get on Instagram, you can click the links. Trying to lecture here and teach right now for free. You should be taking notes. We're not even going to show this off yet. This is what everybody has. I done showed it off. A lot of people have done it since I created a whole trend. But this is one of them. Ordained minister. I went through a lot of different things to become ordained outside of this, but this is why I show the public, and it's important to know really what's going on when you're ordained. You got to know. You truly got to know. You can't just be splashing a certificate. All right? And that's what a lot of people do. All right? You got to think about that. So, where should I start? This is a lot of game I'm giving out right now. So, I tell a lot of people about the 4029, right? And then a lot of people has heard about the WABEN. And WABEN is important, all right? Yeah, we won't start with that yet. I'm gonna get into that though, and I'm working on more ebooks to show you business credit. I might go through it today. It's pretty short, simple, and sweet. I can really just put something together, but it's got to be a certain link if I'm gonna sell it on Amazon, right? I got new trade lines, new access to trade information just been coming. A lot of it's deciphering it because I'm going to a different level. I'm working with brokers and things of that nature. All right, I'm learning that securities, bonds, and I'm making books on that. But I'm getting more information on how to build this business credit pretty fast, pretty fast. All right, and there's different ways you want to go about it. All right. I hope the sound check's good. I can't show all. I can only because there's some personal information, so I'll make sure I cover this up. All right. Now I'm going to show you the simplest way. Because when it comes to this 508c1a, right, this ministry trust, I got the laying the path. That book's out there, right? I don't get deep. Had a nationality class, diplomatic nationality class. I talked about certain things. I talk about, you just got to put it all together. So learn the truth about you can only control what you create. That's the main thing I need people to understand. So it's not your birth certificate. People say they dispute that. They need a wet ink signature, the original copy, You never have the original copy of the birth certificate, okay? It's a given name. It's not yours. It was given. The way it is, it's already owned by certain entities, Y'all got to quit claiming documents that you didn't create. Y'all claiming the number. You didn't create the number. Nothing on there you created, all right? So I'm going to start there. So that's where I go with that. Then you got your own affidavit of birth, family records. It's important to understand these things. A family Bible. An entry in a family Bible is good enough for identity. Affidavit of birth is good enough for our identity. There's different things you can do. And I learned from African tribes. This is where I learned this. And then I went back to where I'm from, Missouri, learned from the Amish, okay? They just would shake their head yes or no. They would never talk to me. Secondly, Jewish people have their own creed. You got to learn the laws, all right? So if you're claiming in Christianity, it's a different law, all right? That's the law. And then you're under the New Testament. Other people are under the Mosaic law, under the Torah. Islam, Muslims have their own law. They got their own councils. Catholics got their own councils. It's deep. It's a deep game. This is what people got to understand, all right? You create your own law, but people not understanding this. A lot of people saying the United States can just take land from you, Well, why they haven't done that to the Amish? They help a certain group get a whole country. And a lot of different things, man. I'm not going to get deep on that. Y'all got to do your own research, your own due diligence. Stop me if I'm lying, though. You claim to be Indians in Southeast Asia. I don't do that. I claim to be original, not aboriginal. There's a lot of different things. All right. You're claiming the Bible. You got to understand a family Bible is your lineage, is your family tree. Who are you in the Bible? You're given this certain certificate that's considered a custodial account. You can't reverse it. You can only deposit certificates in these accounts. All right. You can only deposit certificates in custodial accounts and minority accounts. These are minor accounts. You're not even transferring real wealth or resources. You got to learn what a wealth transfer is. A lot of people don't understand these things. They're not understanding what's going on. It's a game though. So I'm gonna let you know the first start, because I can't break down everything in a certain amount of time. This took years of studies. It's gonna continue to take years of studies if you want to be part of the private life. It's a lot. There's more than what meets the eye. You can only control what you create. You understand? People say it's the Sister K trust, it's my trust, da 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 da. No, it's not yours. You didn't create it. You gotta learn how to recreate different things. That's why they talk about the estate. They talk about learning how to create a private banker trust, how to create is full faith and credit. You gotta learn how to do what they do. How are they moving stuff around? All right. And then it's really not even trying to control everything that's out there. It's about learning how to shut it down and then rewrite your energy, because everything starts in faith. Understand currency. It's really deep, but it starts on the spiritual aspect, and it's for your energy. It's for your they call it Moon. All right. It's after your chi, whatever you may call it. All right. You're a celebrity in this game. That's why I call them government actors. You're a celebrity in this game. They need your autograph, then they get the money. They get the credit from your autograph. This is how important you are. You're a superstar. You follow me? A lot of people ain't gonna understand this though. But you show this on the IG on the YouTube first. So I got the 4361 form 4361. I'm gonna show y'all. Make sure I can't show y'all the personal information. But this is the 4361. And the red, just like in the Bible, the red is the spoken word. That's the real word. When Jesus spoke, the words were red, right? So the red is the live word. That's the living spirit. All right. And then we got the SSA 1458. There's a lot that goes on with this. So don't just go out there and try to, hey, I learned this from DONKILAM or da, because a lot of y'all doing that. Stop that. But once you file, I do these at the same time, okay? Now I teach about the 4029. The 4029 is more for the congregation. Now, if you're gonna help congregations, people in your congregation, you're gonna have to drop down exactly how you're gonna do it, what's the plans, all right? They're gonna want to know what's your backup. What's your backup? You follow me before they approve these things. So once you get this approved, let me see, man. I'm just speaking from firsthand knowledge on what I know. All right. So once you get you do have to send it off. You have to get it approved. There's certain things you got to do to get it approved, and I'm gonna break down exactly how I got mine approved. And all they do is stamp approved on it. And then I'm gonna show y'all some other stuff. So if y'all didn't know about Social Security, look it up, because that's the trust. Y'all talk about the Social Security trust, it's the Social Security trust, same thing. That's the public debt. So if you're trying to claim any of the debt or what they owe you, that makes you more of a public figure. So now public and private don't mix. Everything in the private is always balanced because it's quid pro quo. Something for something, not nothing for something. If you got clergy, you got assess this correctly, all right? But they do want to know anything over 400. They want you to File it within 2 years. This is the stuff I'll be looking at, all right? Now, under a 508c1a, they are automatically tax exempt. I'm going to read that to you because that has to be included with the 4361, all right? So, you must be ordained, commissioned, or licensed by a church. You must be a tax exempt religious organization, and you must oppose receiving public assurance because your religious principles, or be opposed to it yourself as a minister. All right. And then the 4361 is a simple one-page form that includes your basic information, your church's information, and a statement stating your opposition. All right. That you must sign. Verify your grounds for exemption. That's under section 402E of the IRS code. Now, once your exemption is approved, you will receive a copy of your form 4361 mark approved for your permanent records. Everything is record keeping, bookkeeping. Make sure to keep your approved form 4361 in a very safe place, like a safety deposit box or fireproof lockbox. Remember that it's your responsibility, not the church's, to maintain a copy. It says some people have reached retirement and had trouble because they couldn't find their copies. That's what they heard through the grapevine. All right. You do have to have your own bookkeeping and accounting. All right. Sometimes they want to they audit this. They want to see these things, but they want to know about your retirement benefits, disability benefits, survivor benefits. You can continue to get Medicare if you decided. We opt out of all of these things. All right. It's the opt out of public insurance programs. All right. Find this information valuable. Cash App, DONKILAM. A lot of people ain't talking about this. This is for the ministers. If you're a minister, all right, you can opt in later. You can get, there's a lot of different things when it comes to this because some people work before coming a minister. They have some retirement benefits. All right. Peace and love. We got UK in the building. So the 4361, that's that. Now, they want to know. They want to know your denomination's bylaws relating to the powers of ordained, commissioned, and licensed ministers. Okay. They want to see copies of it. So they want to see your credentials in ministry. We included that. Then they want to see that your organization, your church, is actually tax exempt. And we have it right here as an attachment to the Kingdom of Kilam. I'm going to read it to you. I don't know if y'all can see this on the YouTube. I just want y'all to see it really quick. Because I've seen people charging a lot of money for this information. Once you learn it, it's easy. Now, it says this nonprofit will be operating as a 508c1a. See, with this one in particular, we didn't go through and get the IRS exemption with the IRS form, the 1023 easy, I believe. Because a lot of people are forcing us to do those things to get certain funding and grants. All right. But it's not applicable. But if it's in their bylaws, they're starting to be enforcing these things. So, but this Kingdom of Kilam is different. Didn't get recognized through the IRS, but we're just strictly faith-based organization under 508c1a, tax exempt organization described in the section. The Internal Revenue Code, section 508c1a, benefits for a faith-based organization or FBO, churches, integrated auxiliaries, and association churches do not have to apply as a 501c3 in order to be tax exempt and offer tax deductibility for contributions. All organizations seeking tax exempt status must apply to the IRS except FBOs, which is faith-based organizations. FBOs can be formed under section 508c1a and enjoy mandatory exceptions from these requirements of the code. You don't have to file anything with the IRS. Now, attached to this one right here is the Zodiac Constitution, and this works. They want to know things before. They really want you to be part of a religious organization or whatever they call it before 1950. The Zodiac Constitution is 1913. And it shows exactly who the members can be, their titles in it, within it. And this is just for public. You can have your own private bylaws as well. Talk about the marriage license, the law of nature. And when it comes to the military, when it comes to taxes, how people can marry each other, moral law. The Christian Union courtroom. How the court has no jurisdiction. A lot of different things. It's calling about the Magna Carta. It brings up the law, all right? And then it has a claim of copyright as well. Zodiac Constitution, that works. If you know any Amish people, this is what they have to file. Some people, when it happens, I'm gonna tell you, it's a deep game. Some people are already there's like 7 different people that on the private side that you have to update when somebody is born in a congregation. And as soon as it happens, they're on the phone, and then they give all the information to the right people. As I said, I really started learning in Africa. My business partner knew about it too, because I was like, how you guys get passports when I was born? And it's through their tribe. Your tribe volunteers information. This is also signed in red, as you can see it. I'm trying to understand this. We just always put the titles of minister, Kilam or Kilam, making it real. It started in 1913. Now, we want y'all to see these stamps too. Y'all see that everything's stamped with the Kilam or Kilam. I'll show y'all another stamp. Forward for full accounting records, full redemption issued to investor, full removal of all planes and all boxes. It might pull up on you if you don't know what you're talking about. We understand the language. So that's with the being ordained, religious exemptions, moving without passports, a lot of different things. You just update the right people. Border Patrol, Department of State, get your peace covenants in. Peace covenants are important. This is all form of a statute. You can only control what you create. We're not authenticating birth certificates. That proves you're a debtor. You're still claiming a custodial account. Certificates of deposit can only be deposited in custodial accounts. Understand that. You're trying to claim bonds and trust, but you haven't updated the right people. The surrogate's office, okay? And then who are you? When you're in the public trying to do certain things, you have to have a bond. You gotta understand this. These things it's a deep, deep game, but basically they're convertible. If you know what a convertible note is or a convertible bond, everything is really a promissory note or a bond. And they just need somebody to show up and endorse it. That's all they need. That's it. First, middle, last name, that's not yours. Think about Johnson. That's the son of John. If you really claim a tribe, it starts with the last name. That's who you're the tribe of. That's the family Bible. That's the estate. These things are just make believe. They're able to transfer your energy, your labor, a lot of different things due to you mirroring it and mimicking it. It's like voodoo. Full faith and credit, overstand it. Everything starts in the Vatican, overstand it. They're wearing robes, right? They wearing black robes. The Pope is wearing a white robe. Everything's under canon law. Understand canon law. Understand Roman law. You're still playing their game. You don't play that game. You play your own game. And you talk to the right people. This is why you never see remedy, because you're not addressing the right issues and you're not addressing the right people. You follow me? And that's all I'm going to say about that. When it comes to child support, let me start there. I'm just pulling stuff out. So, some people thought they was gonna be slick. It's all family love, though. I got my stuff out of Missouri. I had cases in Missouri, child support cases in Missouri. They found out one of my bookkeepers and was sending stuff there. And the bookkeeper accepted the mail, so they had put child support in Florida to my bookkeepers, and one took 1 year. This other one looks like it took 3 years, almost 3 years. No, 2.5. But as you can see amount due, $0. Termination of child support services. They put foreign order of support. You see how I stamped it, Kilam of Kilam. Kilam of Kilam. This is the same one, 2021. They try to send an affidavit of arrears, all types of stuff. Where I updated my address to Puerto Rico on this one as well. But there's a certificate named LLC. And then the children's name. You see who the owner of the children's name is? The LLC name. So we're doing business as. Doing business as. So you got the LLC, and this was sold to a holding company. It's a holding company that always represents it. Now it's the Kilam of Kilam. Kilam of Kilam has bought all the debt, right? Just like they do. They be selling your debt. And then termination child support, this is the docket records, Kilam of Kilam. Termination child support services. This was a little fight in Florida. It was a little different. They're like, what is doing what Missouri say? And it was through the Department of Revenue. Same way with court cases. You gotta understand everything's a tax issue, okay? Everything's a tax issue. I learned in court first. And then I started loving the game. I started loving it. So say everybody understands the public trust, right? This is why a sovereign can't be charged in their own court. They're bonded. You have to go after the bonds. This is why they're protected. They have a probate bond. It's filed with the probate office. This is the real oath of office, all right? It's a bond. They're public officials. They're working with the public. They have to be bonded, just like any other job that works with the public as a contractor, all right? They're contracting with the government too. So in order for you to administer the state, you have to be bonded too. Just remember this. Because anytime there's a change to a trust, there's a tax involved, especially on behalf of a trustee or beneficiary. You have to be bonded to get rid of liability. But say there's a judgment, anything that changes on a court case, anything that changes on a loan that you're paying, a promissory note, that's a change in accounting method. So I send them a blank it's called Form 3115. This is an application for a change in accounting method. And then under UCC 9-210, all right? These are the codes they follow. And there's other codes I can get deep with when you get on a different level, okay? And when you get on the broker level, it's different. And this is what's going on. Anybody that can issue a bond, because that's what a warrant's there for. People issue warrants to attract investors, all right? And then sell them bonds. It's called a stock warrant, all right? And as long as you go in there with a birth certificate, that shows that you're a shareholder. And you're given cumulative rights or statutory rights, all right? And you go in there fighting for rights, and rights are not necessarily a good thing when it comes into investment. They're only short term. Rights are only short term. When it comes to a warrant, these are long term. And I'm talking about this is investment language that I'm talking to you in, because this is what you got to understand when you're dealing with notes, bills, bonds. You're going in there asking for discovery when you should be asking for the accounting. Now, under UCC 9-210, this is request for accounting and request regarding listed collateral or statements of account. So you get to see the full accounting. And what you put up for collateral. Why does courts have clerks? Everything is business. clerk handles money, all right? And most clerks are CPAs. Understand that as a certified public accountant. If you do have a W-8 bin, you do need to have something to go with it. A cover letter. I got a affidavit of foreign status with the preamble. Breaks down exactly what a United States person is, why I'm not a citizen living abroad, why I'm not a resident, why I'm not an alien, or just breaks down all of this. I'm foreign. I'm foreign. Certificate of foreign status. This is a certificate right here, a beneficial owner. You gotta understand when you're dealing with them. It says for United States tax withholding. So that means they're a holding company. They're withholding something. If you got your own bank set up, they take it from the bank. That's robbing the bank, right? Do you want to go to jail for bank robbery? Who wants to rob a bank? Think about these things. That's what happens when you steal a car because it's under the bank. It's under a different bank. It's an asset under something different because you can't prove ownership because it's been retitled. You got to understand what a title is. You've been retitled. If you say you're Mr. or Mrs., you've been giving up your royal titles. And that's something important about the Zodiac Constitution or any of these bylaws when you're truly operating in a status of full faith and credit. When you're operating with your faith, you have certain titles that they can't take. If this makes sense, within your titles, all you can do is hire your board of directors. When you're showing these certificates and your titles, that's all you can do is hire your board of directors. That's all you can do for that business. That's the only thing you have rights for. That's $1 million worth of game right there. That's all you have rights for, whether it's the car, whether it's your birth certificate, whether it's the Social Security card. All you can do with those things that you're giving up the information for, all you can do is hire your board of directors. That's it. That's all that gives you rights for. Everybody should know what the color of law form is. Violation of color of law. If you're dealing with them, that gets their attention sometimes, but more just doing a lien correctly. Cease and desist, notice of mistake. Man, I broke down a lot of game, and there's more to it. There's way more to it. Let me see. Now, the only thing they need to even open up you gotta have your private trust and then a public trust. The public trust is gonna have an EIN, the private trust isn't. All they need is a declaration of trust or a certification of trust. All right, a true common law trust organization agreement. Got one here. That's all they need. Sometimes it takes a couple days. The same way with status correction. It's a private trust. I have a non-taxpayer affidavit, and it has some covenants in here as well, but it's not too deep. This was just for the identification purposes. This is just for the identification purposes. I want to show y'all no private information. And then it says a living soul, and then a white Choctaw Moor. It tells when you hit the age of majority, you're private non-taxpayer, and we're removing minors and disabilities of minorities. Sui juris, that's what that's called. Sui juris, when you're able to contract on your own behalf, you're in your right mind. A lot of people try to put you in pro se, which I like pro se, but that you got to object to that. Pro se is a song, really, and they call it the prosecutor. Everything's on the record. That's why I say a record label. A record label can own your voice, your essence, your images, all of that. If you look at, break this down. A record label is like a holding company. And that's $1 million worth of game right there. We out here singing for God. If you look at the Kingdom of Kilam, This is the Articles of Corporation for the nonprofit. You'll see that the registered agent is the record label, Goodyear Entertainment. Then if you see who owns Goodyear Entertainment, that's going to be another holding company. The registered agent for the Kingdom of Kilam. I know it looks backwards on YouTube, but I'm hoping y'all see it. It's Goodyear Entertainment. Then the manager, the single member of Goodyear Entertainment is going to be Source Capital Group. In Las Vegas, Nevada, the Charging Order Protection State. I don't know if y'all can see that information. That the nonprofit will be operating as a 508c1a. As long as it's in the mission statement, as long as it's somewhere in the public, that's it. That's all you have to do. And then understand what the Constitution is. That's law. When it comes to U.S. Constitution, it starts with Amendment 1. Amendment means a change. Everybody keeps bringing the Constitution up. The Constitution takes away your rights. The Constitution is not set up for you or we the people. It starts with the Bill of Rights articles. A lot of people don't understand this. A lot of people still claim independence. This is giving up your heirship. This is giving up your royal lineage. You claim a dependent, defendant, descendant, whatever it is on their forms. You're claiming that you're a dependent of a taxpayer and your future generations of taxpayers. They're heirs of taxpayers. You're giving up your royal lineage. You got to understand what's going on. These are all estate forms. When you understand who you are, the game changes. When you understand that you're true royalty, the game changes. They can only control property, not land. The land is yours. They get you to give up your true title, your true lineage, your true prosperity, but it's voluntary. You're programmed to do it the way that you do it. That's just what it is. The truth sets you free. So when you know who you are, you'll be able to speak the right things. When you know who you are, you'll be able to fill out the right things. You got to understand and learn from the right people. All you got to do is look at these private groups that's already out here. There's so many private groups out here. Y'all want to hate on the Masons. I want to hate on the Freemasons, but they got this game on lock. This is how they operate. Full faith and credit. They're private. Y'all hate on the judges. They got it together. There's a judge associations, private, full faith and credit. If you knew your God, it'll set you free. Who's moving you? Everything in your life serves you, and you serve it. You attract it. God don't make mistakes. God is good all the time. Faith moves mountains. If you trust your faith, you'll learn your lesson quickly. Y'all are caught up on their forms. You're still playing their game, and you want to seek remedy. It don't make sense to me. If you believe you're worth a certain amount, then you got to learn how to produce that in the world. And that's how I look at it. Learn how to become valuable. If they see you valuable, why you can't recreate it for your own self? That's how I look at it. You feel me? They really protect you. We're the richest country in the world. They're not going any other country. People ain't risking their life to get to any other country, even during the pandemic. There ain't nobody else going to any other country trying to risk their life. They still trying to risk to come to U.S. The land of milk and honey, the land of the free. It truly is the land of the free, but it's what you believe. It's what you believe. That's how I look at it. Applied knowledge is power. We out here. We need to get this car. Why are you worried about a car? You were promised land. It's called the Abraham Covenant. Learn this from Chief Amir Zaire. Birds of a feather flock together. Hang around the right people. Show me your friends. I'll show you your future. So with that being said, I'm land, property. Just networks start booming out of nowhere. That's how you know you're helping the right people. You got to pay attention. You're either progressing or regressing. When you're around certain people, then boys show up, right? You got to get away from them. You got to get away from that person. That's a life lesson. Learn it quick. choose prosperity and it chooses you. You choose it, it chooses you. You have the right to choose your prosperity. Just resources. Everybody got 24 hours in a day. That's it. The first step to get ahead is to get started. That's why I show people. I was in the streets. I used to be angry too with the police, whatever. Now I learn how to handle stuff correctly because they work for me. What's a bailiff? Learn these terms that are being used in court. They can only be used in trust, probate court. Learn these things. Y'all keep claiming this name. It's not yours. You don't control what you create. Who are you? You're not even the same shell. There's a description on the birth certificate. You're talking about that's yours. You got the short form and the long form. If you know securities, you know what that means. Short form and long form. Secondly, it's private. You can't talk about private knowledge in the public. This is why they can't talk to you. You're not bonded. You already hired your board members. You gotta learn how to identify in the right capacity. You're claiming a certified copy and you want to authenticate a certified copy with no wet ink signatures, not even the original. And then y'all want to tell them people the same thing. You're trying to make certain people fiduciaries. It's crazy. But what I want to say is, so it got a length, it got a weight. Do you weigh that? Is that your weight now? Is it still that year? You follow me? Like, I'm telling you, you weigh 9 pounds, 7 ounces, right? That's a big baby, right? You 23 inches long. Are you still that? I hope that makes sense. And I'm gonna say this again. I hope this sinks in because this is one thing I'm not understanding. Come talking about, I done had some of y'all's gurus done hop in my Instagram. I don't take kindly to that because y'all ain't have me on y'all's platforms or none of that. So don't hop on mine. I don't care who tags you. Don't hop in and try to school me. Y'all, the same people that'll tell you being Indian, the same people that tell you, hey, I'm a chief, but ain't growing no food, ain't got no land, ain't doing nothing for their tribe. What you doing for your tribe? Not living that private life for real. That's all I'm saying. You're still going to Walmart to get your food, or you going your own food? You got your own water, got your own technology. What you doing? So when you telling people to dispute, ask for the wet ink signature, they can do the same thing. Now, I know you don't know what a security is. You're talking about Father UCC1. I know you don't know what it is. Authenticate a certified copy. That makes no sense. That's how I know you're not in the private tribes. You're not talking to private tribes. Don't none of them get a birth certificate from a hospital. That's how I know you're not talking to private people in the private. They're not accepting no social security card. Some people might create a CPN, do things different ways. And I'm not gonna. There is some people with a social security card, but not the true private people. They're not utilizing the social. Okay, they're not utilizing the social. You can set up things as a foreign. You can set up things as a trust, convert it to a C corp. There's a lot of different things you can set up unincorporated accounts. You can go to a Chinese bank. Go to a Chinese bank. They got them. Go to Chinatown. All the big cities. Chinatown. Certain cities, there's Jewish communities. They got Jewish banks. All of this is outside the scope and the realm of the United States. They got canon law lawyers. Look it up. What's it called? Dioceses? Or, that's a Catholic jurisdiction. They have tribal courts. There's courts just for Muslims. There's courts just for Muslims. People don't understand this. Private courts. Private Masons have their own court. This is why they're not tried in that court. A lot of people don't understand this. Jewish people, Amish people, they got their own court system. They got their own law established. They got their own tribunals established. But a lot of people not understanding this. Y'all rather follow the guru that's leading you astray. So that means you don't know who you are. You're still in a learning process. Where attention goes, power flows. So pay attention to what happens in your life when you listen to certain people and individuals. When you're learning from certain individuals, you donate towards what brings greatness in your life. So pay attention. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. See what certain music does to certain people. Music makes your body move. It's the sounds. So it's the vibrations. Whatever their intent is, it's going to rub off on you. And that's what it is. That's why you're only strong as your weakest link. You got to make sure you're learning and taking the right information, the right knowledge. If you're getting time by yourself, getting that meditation, learning your true higher self, because this is full faith and credit, learning how to walk by faith, not by sight. When you get that long time, you're going to see the red flags. You're going to see right through them. You're going to be able to feel. You're going to be able to feel it. And I'm just dropping game, man. I'm a real minister. You follow me? We're creating our first ever farm. We're farming. It's our first ever season. We're farming. Probably end of April. That's where I'm going to be farming at with the land. And that's when the frost is over with. That's when we're supposed to be farming. Doing it with my partner, man, my Chief Amir Zaire led us to some promised land for real. We're working on just buying the whole city one piece at a time, and we're doing pretty damn good. I've been able to acquire a lot in just this month, well, last month, February, and just ran into some more stuff. The restrictions are a little bit more restrictions when it goes in the Arizona side. We focused on Nevada basically, and creating a whole city. I've seen people buying whole cities. You're able to get houses. You're able to get land. You're able to get a lot for free. You're just going to have to will and deal with certain cities or create a business. There's stuff for businesses too. That's not how I'm operating. We're getting stuff for cash. You can even make payments, no credit checks. This is stuff I'm working with. We work directly with investment companies, holding companies that hold land, real estate companies. And we're building on them. We're building. That's what we're doing, man. I'm learning off grid, and then I'm learning what it takes to even build a smart city. I'm learning everything in between. I'm learning how to get funded. I'm learning about city bonds, state bonds, who you talk to, how wealth's transferred, how to create a country, how to create a nation, how to get recognized, tribal recognition. I'm learning everything, and now I'm just bringing certain things to you. The 508c1a is most definitely important. It's a very important aspect. I've just been pondering on which way I'm going to go with the Kingdom of Kilam. My partner, he's through the Judaism faith. What's it called? The Torah, Mosaic Law. I guess it would be called, not Mosaic Law, but he's the one talking about the Abraham Convention. I've always knew about Abraham and his lineage. Now I'm learning a lot more about the family trees. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So learn your lineage for real, learn the truth for real, learn where the resources are going, and then learn what was left to you. Everybody over here has a lineage. Everybody over here has a royal lineage. And a lot of people don't understand that. This is what they're here to do. They're here to hold and protect the estate of God's lost sheep. This is the promised land. This is truly the promised land, the US of A, the way the Stargate set up, as above, so below. At least that's what I believe and how the knowledge was handed to me. Everybody over here, you can't be over here. God don't make mistakes. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good, especially if you was bred over here in the USA. Just look at it. Pay attention to energy. Everybody wants to be in the USA. Everybody wants to come over this way. Learn the history of it, the true history, and not what they taught you in school. And it's going to open up a whole new mindset, a whole new way of thinking. And it's going to lead you to your prosperity. Simple as that. Cash App, the DONKILAM, THEDONKILAM. Click the description box below. And I'm out. Peace and love. I'll be tapping in with y'all later, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me.